Yeah, today we got book. Actually, we'll be looking through all 8 books and their differences. So, we got book 1. And what I noticed in the first book, again, if you haven't seen the show, do not watch this. This will be spoiling major differences between the show and the books. So, if you haven't seen the show, do not watch the video. If you have seen the show and you have read the book, welcome. I'm back on reviews, and we review everything. We review everything from old shows that I've never seen, and new shows that I have seen, and old shows that I've never seen before. So if you like that kind of thing, like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. We're only at 260. Actually, we're trying to get to 1K, but currently we're at 262 subscribers. So if you would like to get us to that 3K, try and get to 1K. But if you would like to get us to that 300, and if you'd like to get us to 500 subscribers, then that gives me a community tab. That gives me a community tab where you can ask me questions. So if you get me to 500 subscribers, that community tab is right for you. But today we will be, so literally the show's beat for beat from the television show, except for the fact that Allison hypnotizes them. Yeah, except for, I don't think Spencer says I heard her scream. Just like in the show. In the show, when they wonder where Allison is, Spencer says, I think I heard her scream. But the difference is, in the show, they just cut to 1 year later, after Allison's disappearance. But in the book, they spend a long time doing the whole, oh, have you seen Allison? Oh, hopefully Allison comes back. Oh, the De Laurentiis has moved away. That is the whole entire book scene on the show. After she said, I think I heard her scream. Cut to 1 year later. Cut to 1 year later. And in the show, it's kind of 3 years later. In the book, they say that 3 years passed. And after 3 years, they stopped talking to each other. But in the show, they make it 1 year. Why? Why make it 1 year? In the show, it's 3 years. But in the book, it's 3 years since Allison disappeared. But in the book, in the show, they cut to saying, ooh, 1 year later. That's the show for you. Yeah. And there's a lot of weird differences in the show. There's a lot of weird differences that we'll get to. One, then the book, it was, in the show, they say that Jenna was coming on to Toby. But in the book, it was Toby doing that to Jenna. Why change that? I guess it's to make Toby more likable, but to say, oh, his sister was was forcing herself onto him, but in the book, it's him doing that to her. Are you trying to make us like him? I don't know. But yeah. Also, Mona has blonde hair, but in the show they got an actress with black hair to portray her. Yep, and also in the show they randomly changed Emily's mom from Kathleen Fields to Pam Fields, and they couldn't even cast an actress to play her sister. Yep, they were so lazy that they couldn't even cast another actress to play Emily's sister. They just said, oh, she's an only child, and went with that for the rest of the 7 seasons. It's weird. At least the Atex thing is the same, where Atex, and I know everything A. At least that's the same, like in the show. When I was reading the book the first time, when I got to that scene, I visualized it saying it in the show, which is kind of funny, because they literally took page for page from the ending of the book to the show. Yep. Now it's time for the next book. Flawless. And this has Hannah on the title, because this is Hannah, everyone. This is her. This is the actress that they chose to play Hannah. Not Ashley Benson, who's an actual blonde. They should have made her a brown-haired, like in the book. But no, they got a blonde, because it's television, and it's television. Yeah, there's a lot of, the interesting thing is that Spencer, the whole thing between Spencer and Ren is that Melissa's dating Ren, B2B from the show. She discovers that Ren and Spencer kiss, breaks up with Ren. But in the book, Spencer and Ren continue to see each other, while in the show, he just becomes the absolute worst character and continues to pine for Spencer even though he broke up her family. Yep. That's Ren for you. In the book, he's cool, but in the show, he's an absolute monster. Yeah. And this is also different. The difference between the show and the books is that in the book, Meredith and Byron continue to see each other and have a child together after him and Ella's divorce. On the show, she just goes nuts trying to drug Arya and then just avoids the cops. What happened during season 3? Meredith is a better character in this book because at least in this one she's trying to treat Arya as a daughter rather than in the book she tried to drug her just for notes, and then she just evades the cops. And also, I didn't like in the final season where they said that Mike wouldn't like them, Ella and Byron getting married. I guess they couldn't get the actor back, so they're like, hey, let's have some reason why he isn't there. And it's I did not like that. But I did like how they handled Arya and Arya's mom's relationship after the divorce. Ella's new boyfriend starts hating on Arya. So Arya decides to move out and move in with her mom, her dad and his new girlfriend, his new wife, Meredith. But then when Ella finds out the truth, she breaks up with him and chooses her daughter over that man. Which is very good. I don't think the show wouldn't have handled that topic of Ella choosing her daughter over a guy. Because that's what they really didn't do. Yes. And to public demand, Ezra is nowhere in the book. He and Arya try to get together, realize it doesn't work, and Ezra moves out and leaves town forever. Thank G.O.D. Thank G.O.D. Ezra is such an insufferable character in the television show. He and Arya get together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Ezra gets a new girlfriend, then she disappears. Then you get back to Arya. She comes back when you find out he's engaged to Arya. Then they get married. In the books, Arya has so many different love interests, from Hannah's ex Sean to Noel. But the show couldn't have this, so they had her be with the worst man ever. And the show praising this couple, the show's characters praising this couple doesn't help the matters how he's the worst. How Hannah's saying, I don't care what Arya and parents say, lovers should be together. Crap that. They're such terrible. And I don't like how the show, Arya's friends should have been telling her, break up with this man. He's your teacher. But no, the writing had them be okay with it because this show, Marlene King, is messed up. Why did she ship these two? These two are awful. I'm glad the book actually had it so I'm glad the book actually had it so he doesn't come back. I don't know if he does come back. He maybe does. Hopefully he and Arya don't get together because the show has one of the worst couples ever. Yep. On the Hannah side, we have her mom abandoning her so she can go to this job, and Hannah stays in Rosewood. To the dismay of Hannah, she is still with Kate, who literally, at least Kate has a sorry, I don't know what's going on. I keep getting all I'm habit crying for some reason. I don't know what happened to Kate in the show. She's gotten troubled, and then they told us off screen that then Hannah told Caleb that she got out of Rosewood. But in the books, she has more of an involvement in the books. She's the one that outs Hannah to her dad, and Hannah and her dad. And this is where Hannah starts becoming a little bit mean. And this has caused her ex-boyfriend Lucas to break up with her. And now Hannah's dating Arya's brother. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. And then there's the whole thing of Emily and Maya. Yep, Emily and Maya are the best couple in the book and the show. Rather than killing Maya off like they did in the show, they just have Emily move away to Iowa to live with her parents after her parents forbid her from seeing Maya. Then she sees how her counselor is gay, and she tries to reconcile her with Maya. Emily Emily's mom off to the fact that she and Maya are together because Mona. And yeah, this is the Mona version, not the Allison version. Yeah, this is what they are going to give to the show. Making Allison an actual threat. I'm going to talk about that when we get to book 8, but making Allison an actual threat was the best thing this book did. Crap the show for their whole thing of crap the show for making her some random hero. That was terrible. The book had a great idea of making her the antagonist, because the show promised us the antagonist, but it flopped on it so bad. It made Allison a random hero who shouldn't be a hero, because villain Allison is better. Yes, I said it. I'm glad the book kept Allison as the antagonist. Allison was the antagonist from day one of the show. But for some reason, when she comes back to life, once they find out she's alive, she's this random good person who does good now, even though in the flashback they showed us she was evil incarnate. She did evil things. They really squandered her character. I felt like Sasha could have played the villain role nice. But nope, the show completely forgot that Allison was a villain and made her a hero, which I absolutely dislike. I absolutely detest the fact that Allison was a villain, even though in the other half, even on the show in the flashback, they showed her as the villain. Yep, that's the one in the book I'm glad the book kept with. Allison being a serial killing, murdering psychopath. Serial killing, murdering psychopath. That's Allison De Laurentiis. She's a serial killing, murder psychopath. But yeah. But yeah. Mona outs Emily and Maya to her mom and gets her in trouble. So then I forgot to mention the 4th book. Oh, not Vicious. That's a new book. There. Emily being shipped off happened in Perfect. But Emily arriving in Iowa happened in Unbelievable, which is Emily's book. Yep. What happens is that due to Hannah's side, first we'll start with the Hannah side. In the Hannah side, at the end of the last book, she found out who A was. But A hit her with her car, just like in the show. Yeah, literally beat for beat. But unlike Mona's reveal in the show that was totally underwhelming and crapped upon by the ending, this one had a perfect reveal. Hannah gets a little bit of amnesia and totally forgets that she and Mona are not friends anymore, even though Lucas tries to tell her that they are. Then eventually at the end, Hannah remembers everything and discovers that she discovered that Mona was A. In the show, it's discovered that Spencer just randomly figures it out by figuring out that Mona didn't really call Hannah. That's really your reasoning. You're like, you didn't call Hannah, did you? And then she's like, you're right, Spencer. And then showed up in an A uniform and poof, knocks her out. That's just a terrible reasoning for the villain's reveal. Just Hannah discovering it previously, having her memory wiped back, and then discovering it later was such a perfect, shocking reveal. It was just like, wait a minute, Mona's A? And unlike the show that had the guts not to kill Mona off, the book does. Mona snaps her neck and dies, while in the show, where it's supposed to happen, where Mona's supposed to snap her neck and die, but Mona is saved and sent to the Radley, where she annoys us for a couple more seasons. I absolutely hate Mona in the show. Mona in the book was a very well-written character, and her death was very shocking. Just like Toby's death in book 3. Yeah, you remember Toby... How I said that he slept with his sister on the show. They said that Jenna did that to him. Well, Toby dies. Yep, he straight up dies. And he dies. Yep, Toby dies. It's the end of him. But in the show, Sheriff Shepard, who played a teacher in one episode of the first season, really liked his character so much in the show that she kept him in the book, I think. So Toby's death was a shocking thing. So yeah, so speaking of Emily, I'm going to talk about Emily. Emily gets shipped off to Iowa and meets this girl, who kind of becomes a major player when she moves back to Rosewood. So yeah, so Emily's cousins are the absolute worst and take her to a party. But when the grandparents find out about this, her cousins literally blame Emily for this, and Emily gets kicked out of Iowa almost immediately. But then she's staying with herself. But then she sees a train. She's on a train when she sees a video news report about her parents saying that she misses her, so they welcome her back to Rosewood. Yeah. Yep. So then in book 5, which is called... What is book 5? Oh, book 5 is over here, I think. I don't know how books say. Book 5, which is called Killer, has Hannah stopping nothing to be the Rosewood Queen. Emily can't stop thinking about her new boyfriend, Isaac. And Arya approves too strongly of her mom's chasing men. Now that Allie's killer is finally behind bars, the girls think they're safe, but those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it, and they should know by now I'm always watching A. Yes, this book is really good, and I still have to read book 9, so yeah. So Jenna Kavanaugh, Jenna gets killed by A, or Allie. Yeah, this new version of A is Allison. Because it's literally saying in book 8 that I'll mention. End of part 1. Okay. And here's Killer next. And we got a hands-on mission to corrupt the Rosewood Zoo, starting with the very attractive sophomore, aka Arya's brother. Arya is snooping into her boyfriend Sean's past. And Emily is abstaining from I have no idea what that means. Yeah. this one kind of doesn't have any, like, I don't think the show ever adapted this book. They only got the Emily book, because everyone loves Emily, don't they? Then, when the same woods wind up in flames, they swore they saw someone supposed to be dead right from the ashes. After all that, the liars can be... Yeah. Okay, I think that the... Where's the... Okay, where's the... Hey, look. I think that Wanted... Here's Wanted. Here's Wanted, everybody, with Arya on the back cover. Everyone loves Arya. This is about Emily in the last one, but yeah, this one. So yeah, in the last book, it was revealed that Courtney Dillon. It was revealed that the DeLaurentis have another daughter. Her name is Courtney, who kind of became the design for Cece in a way. Except for, yep, who kind of became the one for Bethany Snow. And who kind of became the Bethany Snow because through the Allison killed her and took her place. So Allison, who wants revenge on the liars for basically ruining her life, because it revealed that the one who they thought was Allison was really Courtney. And Allison wanted revenge all these years. So she stole. So what was happened is that she stole from Mona. That Mona used Courtney's diary and learned all of the girl's secrets. So then Allie stole the Courtney diary from Mona and used Courtney's secret for herself to start tormenting the liars. So yeah. This was a better reveal than the show tried to give us. In the show, they tried to say that Allison was a reformed person who changed her ways after being buried deep underground. But in the show, Allison is a serial killing, murdering person who literally calls Emily a loser. When Emily tries to plead with her saying how much she loved her, she says that she is a loser. Yep. Allison is a say it with me, Allison DeLaurentis is a serial killer, murdering person. That's Allison for you. This is what we should have wanted from the TV show version of the character. But the writers literally made her a redeemed person who was unbelievable as a redeemed good person, because Allison didn't do anything to redeem herself. She tried to get money from Sasha, who was just written in randomly as a friend of hers, even though in the show, Sasha isn't a character, and you know. So, yeah. And they burn the cabin on fire, thinking that killed Allison. But guess what? It doesn't, because they still need an antagonist. Because at Courtney's grave, Emily goes to Courtney's grave, and as she's doing it, she hears some little laughter coming from behind the bushes. Ooh, could that mean Allison's not really dead? Could that mean A's still alive? Yeah, it does. A's still alive. And she's gonna give these liars, Allison's gonna give these liars some payback. This is what I wanted from the show. Them having it, because first we had Mona, then we had Cece, and then we had Alex Drake. We had 3 A's, or AD. Such a dumb character. AD was such a dumb character. Just adding a 3rd A, just adding an AD to the title. AD is the worst. We only need 2 A's, and we got it with Mona and Allison. Such a terrible character. But I will make part 3 once I read books 9 through 16. But yeah. Allison was a better villain. Like, her whole thing, she wrote a lot. Wait, where's the long text? She wrote a long text about once upon a time there were 2 beautiful girls named Allie and Courtney, but one of them was crazy. And as you all know, with a few magical twists of fate, Allie became Courtney, and for a while, you didn't even know that Courtney became Allie too. You heard me right, pretty little losers. It's all because of you. Remember when you started me in my backyard for the time capsule fly? Remember that girl who tried out to the lawn and talked to you? That wasn't me. As you absolutely figured out, Courtney was home switching from the rally to the preserve that weekend. And oh boy, poor little Courtney didn't want to go. And she had her neat, crazy little life at the rally, and she didn't even want to start over in a new hospital. She just wanted, and if she started over somewhere, it was going to be in Rosewood, and start over she did. She was supposed to go to the preserve every morning. She saw you sulking around my yard, and man, did she jump at the chance fast. One minute she and I were arguing and were still happy. She was on her way out. Next thing, she was in the yard pretending to be me, talking to you guys like you were best friends. Like BFFs, talking about my flag as it hadn't been one who she was the one. If she hadn't been the one stolen it first and ruined my masterpiece with the stupid wishing well. How was I supposed to know that everyone, my mom, my dad, even my brother would think it was me out there and Courtney inside? How was I supposed to know Mom would grab me in the hall and say, "It's time to go, Courtney"? I pleaded with her that I was Allie, but my mom didn't believe me. All because Courtney took my A for Allie away. Because she stole my A's for Allie, right? When I wasn't looking, my mom yelled outside to the girl who wasn't Allie that we were leaving, and the girl who wasn't Allie turned and smiled and said bye. Off we went. Courtney took my perfect life, and I got her wrecked just like that. She ruined everything, and she put her lips all over Ian. She nearly got arrested for blinding Jenna. And she ditched Naomi and Riley, the coolest girls at school. But the worst thing ever she did was chose 4 best friends, aka Arya, Spencer, Emily. Oh wait, no, Arya, Spencer, Emily, and Hannah in their place. Girls she knew I wouldn't look at twice at. Girls who weren't special in any way. Girls who knew would follow, desperate for the opportunity to be her exclusive clubs. Girls who would help her get everything she wanted. Sounds any of this familiar, lady? But don't worry, the little fairy tale can still have a happy ending. For me, I saw that my sister paid for what she did, and now so will you. I tried to burn you. I tried to make you crazy. I tried to have you arrested. I've messed with you this week. I'm surprised. I flung myself at Arya's boyfriend. I sent poor Hannah fake tickets to a certain fashion show. I let him believe there was a happy end to us after all. Smooch and Spencer, I have a surprise for you. Look closely, it's right under your nose. I suppose I should thank Courtney for her malicious diary keeping. A hand it helped me, Mona so much. It's all led up to this moment. The curtains are about to go up, biatches, and the show is about to begin. Get ready to meet your maker. It won't be long now. Kisses, A, the real one. Such a good thing. And the letter's like, no one said anything for a long moment. Arya read the note several times before saying she staggered backwards, awkwardly bumping into the barrel. Allie wrote this. Our Allie? It wasn't our Allie. It's the real Allie. Our Allie was Courtney. The girl is dead. No, it's not possible. I don't believe. Allie? No answer. Arya felt like her cell phone in her pocket, but the screen said no available. There was no landline in this room either. Even if they hefted the room open and yelled, this property was so remote no one would be able to hear. Arya's eyes went watered from the notches or the head permeated the room. This had such a good reveal. Can we all agree? Can we all agree? And yeah, her nostrils twitching. Emily and Spencer widened their eyes. They all realized what was that. That was when Arya saw white smoke billowing throughout the vent. OMG, something's on fire. Arya rushed to the door and pulled on a knob. She turned fast. There was no need to say they already knew the door was locked. They were trapped in a burning building. It doesn't really say burning building, but I'm just going to put burning building. The room being chapter 30. I'm not going to read the whole book, but I'm just going to read this part because I need something to put into this video. The room began to fill with black curling smoke. The temperature was slow. Should I do this? Should I do a whole video where I read the entire book? Tell me in the comments below if I should do a video where I read each Pretty Liars book on their own. Tell me. Comment below if you want that. If you don't, I will not do that. But if you only read each Pretty Liars book from beginning to end on a video, like a series where I read each Pretty Liars book, tell me. I might do that. That'd be a perfect idea. Each day, I read each volume. Might take it over an hour, but yeah. On the other side, when Spencer, Arya, and Hannah were ramming their shoulders against the door, trying to break it open. When it didn't give, they collapsed on the heat bed, panting. "We're gonna die," Hannah whispered. Allie's typing. "Allie's trying to kill us." "No, she's..." Emily trailed off. See, this is the problem with Emily. She just won't believe Allie's. She was about to say that Allie wasn't. Allie couldn't, but Billy had rolled that out, posing as Allie. If he had, then Melissa had snickered at the moment, laughing at everything they could do. Melissa had killed Allie's sister. Melissa had set this on fire. Or not Melissa or Billy, then someone else. Just not Allie. Never Allie. See? Get with the program, Emily. Get with the program. The air was so thick that I could smoke. It becoming hard to see. Hannah leaned over and started to cough. And, yeah. Actually, I want to... Allie tried to wrench free. You beyond it ruined my life. It didn't even sound like her voice, but I love you. Then Allie laughed at her, saying, "You're such a loser, Emily." It felt like driving a skewer straight through Emily's heart. She squeezed Allie's shoulder, wanting her to know how much it hurt. "How can you see that?" She was about to scream, "How can you hate us so much?" But then a giant boom filled in the air, and momentarily blinding her for a moment. There was a big white light in the rush of heat. Emily covered her head and eyes as the force of the implosion lifted her off the ground. She felt a snap. It burned the doorknob to a touch. It turned. She crawled to the porch and then to the lawn, sprawling. When Emily opened it, someone was coughing next to her. Spencer and her sister were quiet. Arya was by a big chestnut tree and crumbling to her side. Actually, I'm trying to get to a good part. No one could survive that fire. I'm sorry, girl, but Allie's gone. Or is she? Is Allie really gone? Did she really burn up in that fire? Who knows? Dun, dun, dun. Who knows if Allie's really dead? I don't buy it. Dun, dun. Alright. Yeah, Meredith is in this book. Yep. I want to get to the ending. Okay, so instead of driving straight home, Emily made a run. Yeah, Fascinating the 8th book. Again, if you want me to read every single book in the franchise, please tell me, because I would love to read each book for you. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time when we read book 1 of Pretty Little Liars, if you want that. See ya. I should wear my shirt for that. My Pretty Little Liars hoodie, and then do this. That's for next time. See ya.